Then it's Corey Brewer. Then there's Howard. And it's Capella in at the 4. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Howard setting the pick for Harden. Back to Howard. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see. And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names. Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I talked about that. And Clark, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Rockets trail by 12. And the basket by Harden.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
Parker outside. And the layup's good off the glass. Parker's got 9.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Harden kicks to Howard. He dishes it to Brewer. Back to Howard. Here's Capella. And some nice passing there by Houston. Just 5 on the clock. And the basket by Harden.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Parker outside. And Duncan throws it down.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Down low. And pushing it up is Houston Rockets again in transition. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
Let's take a moment now, Kevin, to see how the Spurs are doing in the NBA statisticals currently. Second in assists, second in field goal percentage. And they also show up as a top 5 three-point shooting team. I mean, that's tall cotton there. Elite level marksmanship from behind the arc.
And let's go back to their assists for a second. When you're sharing the ball like they have, I think it really builds chemistry and trust. This is a group that really plays for each other.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Jones checked in for Capella. Reza comes in for Corey Brewer. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for James Harden. And Ty Lawson subbed in for McDaniels. Ginobili misses.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Howard kicks to Thornton. That's good. And so Howard with the assist.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Ariza no luck.
Oh, boy, that would have been a nice alley-oop.
Boy, really liked the thought on that play, but didn't quite get it executed. Almost made a spectacular play.
Dishes it to Leonard. He kicks to Aldridge. It's stolen by Jones.
This lead is starting to crumble.
It's going to disappear if they continue with the turnovers. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
The defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Back to Thornton. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Ginobili. The Rockets have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2. And Thornton drops 2. "17 seconds left to play here in the third. Parker with it. 9 points in the game so far. And here's Leonard from 3. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Spurs lead by 2. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Stolen by Terry. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the 5, roaming the paint. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for San Antonio?
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, and the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
Terry against Parker from 15 feet away, and he gets the jumper to drop. And the Spurs lead by 2.
That coverage is just too weak. I mean, heading down the stretch, that sort of defensive lapse can cost you a game.
Green kicks to Aldridge. Back to Green. But he gets it back. Outside Leonard. Feeds to Aldridge. And the 3 off target. And for Houston, they're shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Duncan dishes to Leonard. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
KJ McDaniels, he's checked in for Jason Terry. San Antonio also making some changes. Simmons is checked in. And it's Mills in for Parker. Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the 3rd fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
Here's Duncan, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Brewer with the steal. It's taken away by Brewer. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam. There is just no way Clark could tell who is going to pull this one out.
You know what, Kevin? I think looking at this game, it may very well come down to one crucial key play.
Clark, that's a great point. When you've had this many lead changes, you're looking to see which one of those plays is going to be a momentum swinger.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Ginobili in for Kyle Anderson. And the officials now calling the shooting foul. He got a lot of ball on the block, but also got the body, so some free throws coming up right now. So for the Rockets, Capella's checked in, and it's Terry in for KJ McDaniels. He hits both from the stripe,
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Howard. The pass to Capella. It's deflected. West with the steal. Ginobili outside. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And the shot is good.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the endurance and stamina of these teams, and it's also been a lot of fun to watch.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for West. Aldridge comes in for Boris Diaw. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. The three from Harden. Kept alive by Houston. And Howard with the stuff.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss. He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Got sloppy. In a close game, you have to take advantage of every opportunity.
Timeout called the Rockets. They're losing by 1. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, well, the Rockets coach had some advice for the team over that last break. With the game hanging in the balance, he tried to give his players some added motivation, saying, quote, "This is the time, guys. Right now, be in this moment. Do your job, and we'll get the win." Back to you.
And so both free throws good that time, and that puts him ahead.
Clutch free throws there, fellas. This one's a barn burner, tight as me in an airport lavatory.
San Antonio's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. That's on Dwight Howard.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead. In a crucial spot, he is always so solid at the line. He rarely wastes those opportunities.
Here's Harden. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
I agree. I mean, you would have been better off using it on the floor and not on the shot. But the foul had to come either way, so it is what it is.
The Spurs have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Ginobili attacking. Leonard with the ball. He's picked up by Ariza. Parker left side. Stolen by Harden. And it's Houston on the break. Sinks it.
Clutch shot right there. That could be the difference maker.
Indeed, it might be a big, huge moment in this game right there.
Knocked away. Stolen by Harden. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. To the inside. Here's Lawson. Ariza against Ginobili. Just 5 to shoot. Ariza no luck. A 3 from Leonard. Buries the triple.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They trail by 1. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what do you think?
It's game time now, Kevin. Down 1. They've got enough time to make a couple of passes here to find the open man, but they've got to bury the shot to win the game.
And so it's San Antonio who scrape by with the win. They break the hearts of every